Welcome back to Sonora Living Live. If you've ever run across something in your home and you've wondered, what's this worth? We're going to show you how to find out. This is David Goldstein. He's the founder of Biltmore Loan, and every Tuesday we are so delighted when he can join us and give us value to things, family heirlooms in many cases for folks out there, and you do it in a very nice private environment.
We do talk week after week about bringing dignity back to needing money or maybe just consolidating your life and simplifying and getting rid of some of the clutter. This week is an interesting photo that we're doing, and this is going to be a Leroy Neiman, Doug Williams watercolor. What's interesting about this particular piece is that Leroy Neiman did the MVP of the Super Bowl every year. This back in the 70s was the Miami Washington Redskins Super Bowl, which I was telling you earlier, we talked about. They had a little special place because I was actually at that Super Bowl.
You were there, and of course, number 17, Doug Williams, the first African-American to
quarterback. I must have been 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, to quarterback during the Super Bowl.
At that age. Terry's laughing. That's not funny. So this was one that was very interesting because Leroy Neiman signed this, and Doug Williams also signed it. What was interesting is that we did a little research and found out that Doug Williams is now the coach at Grambling University, so we sent him an email. And he was kind enough to respond to us and tell us that he was next to Leroy Neiman when he painted this, and that he did sign it, and his autograph. This is a one-of-one, which it's interesting. We were talking about it earlier. A year ago, the value of this was probably, a year and a half ago, maybe $200 to $300, and not a lot of liquidity because there weren't a lot of buyers. Leroy Neiman died a year and a half ago, and consequently now this is much more saleable and much more collectible. This particular piece is trading now around $4,000. Even though, and I think it's important to explain this, that it had an appraisal of $11,000, but art can be very misleading when you get these overinflated values. So this is a good one to show that from the early times they appraised it for $11,000, the actual value is $4,000, and it only got to $4,000 after he passed.
After he passed away, which was a year ago. And of course, Leroy did all of the quarterbacks and all of the Super Bowl wins.
Yes.
He was the artist there. So beautiful, beautiful watercolor. I mean, it's absolutely
an interesting
gorgeous.
Piece.
Yeah, and the fact that you reached out to Doug Williams and he was so kind to say, yes, that is in fact my signature.
Yes.
All right, well, I appreciate that. And you guys really give folks a unique experience when they come into your store.
It so happens the gentleman that brought that in, we made a purchase from, and then he later needed another short-term loan. And we've now done some things on the Bulls, some Muhammad Ali pieces. He had an extensive sports collection, which is not particularly, the resale is not particularly strong in it, but we facilitated this because it was a short-term loan and not a lot of money, and we try to help whatever the situation might be.
And if you're sitting around and you're thinking, you know what, the economy is tough for a lot of folks right now, and this is a great way to, if you have something that you're not using anymore, to get a good value on it.
Just to get either a short-term loan, to sell something that you don't have any use for anymore. If nothing else, we'll come in and we'll give you the real value. But we ask you to compare.
Yeah, and we ask you, if you want to contact David, to send him an email picture of the items that you're wondering, what's it worth, to info@biltmoreloan.com. And they are going to be here every Tuesday to talk about some of these great items that you all send in. And if you want more information about Biltmore Loan and Jewelry, give them a call. The number is there on your screen, 480-991-LOAN. Appointments are required, and you can visit them online at biltmoreloan.com, or you can follow them on Facebook at facebook.com/Biltmore.